Welcome everybody to the post-equinox. We're still in the portal days, equinox portal days, and coming into many eclipses. 2024. Welcome. It is March 23rd as we gather today, and it is so amazing to feel each of you. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to be together. And the rain just started here in Bodega, California. I would like to welcome Danielle Neils. You all know her and love her, our beautiful sister and global light worker extraordinaire. Danielle is going to start us off with some astrology for these times. And what I'd like to do is preface everything with just an overview of this transmission and then hand it to you, Danielle. And if you could start with just sharing your website or something, some way that people can have more of you.
Put it in the chat also.
Because sometimes you can be shy, and I want everybody to know about how amazing you are and the gifts that you carry. So today is we're just going to be together for about an hour, and we're going to go into astrology for about 10 minutes, and then we'll go right into the transmission. This is a message transmission. They may, as we know, they may start doing some energy work. They often simultaneously do work on us as they're giving their message. So it is up to you, to whatever degree you are willing to receive today. That is your prerogative to speak directly to the higher helpers and let them know in your heart of hearts what you need. It could be a physical thing, emotional, spiritual, whatever you need. You can just hold that intention in your heart as we go into the transmission and work with them in the way that is perfect for you. At the close of the transmission, what we often recommend is that you have a glass of water. So if you don't have one right now, this might be the time to grab it. Or if you have your water bottle next to you, that's great too. But to have a glass of water with you, because they charge water, they touch water. When we are in session, they will touch the water. And then we get to drink that charged water at the close of the transmission. And it's a couple things. It's like it helps us to embody what they've given us as well. It is specifically, like your glass of water will be specifically calibrated for the prayers you put forth in your relationship with the helpers today. So it'll be medicine for you. So we have our big water bottle here, and we have our cacao as well. They bless cacao. they infuse the cacao. Okay, so let's, we haven't said for anybody who sees this, who has never been in our community before, I'm Maria Christina Owl.
I'm Dwayne Michael.
My beautiful husband, Dwayne. And let's begin with Danielle Neils now and have her share with us about these times. What's going on, Danielle?
Yes, what's going on? It's so great to be here with everyone today. I think I know most of you, but for those of you who I haven't met, I'm happy to be here and meet you. My name is Danielle Marie Neils. And just to introduce myself a little bit, my sole work in this life is really to be a bridge between worlds. And so I have a professional role in the design and construction industry, focusing on renewable energy and sustainability. And I'm really infusing that with the desire to create a new earth. And then as a spiritual practitioner, I mentor soul-centered people to align with their purpose and intuition in order to feel more ease and joy and fulfillment in their life. And one of the most helpful tools that I use for myself in my life, in my career, is astrology. And at the end, I'll share a link to join my community if you'd like to stay in touch with me and receive further updates. There's so much going on. I could talk for 2 hours about everything that's happening now. So I'm going to just try to condense it into what's most helpful to know as an orientation before we do the channeling today. So just let it, as I share what's going on, just let it wash over you. The details really are not as important as the energy that's happening. And that's why it's so wonderful to pair this with the channeling, because you can really receive all of the information that's coming in and know that your higher self will take all of the pieces that are needed for you at this time. So we're really in a big change threshold, and I'm sure you've all felt this for many years, really since 2020. This year in particular, we're in the transition from one age to another with the movement of Pluto from Capricorn fully into Aquarius. And I love that, Maria, you brought in the healthy, organic, positive AI, because that's something that's becoming more and more present, particularly moving into Aquarian energy. It's out there, it's everywhere. And so we're in this time where we can really infuse it with our highest intentions and allow technology to be in service to good, in service to others. And what I saw in the beginning during the energetic setup is this kind of network, this mesh infused with all of those metals that you brought in, Dwayne, that is a network of nodes. And I'm seeing this moving into all of our pathways of communication, into the Wi-Fi and the internet and our computers and everything, just like we're in communication today. And so that's something that I'm holding as we go into this new age. Something else that we're also in the middle of is the transition from one, in Chinese astrology, we've started the wood dragon year, and that has begun a new 10-year cycle of the 5 phases of the elements in Chinese astrology. And that's a whole other very complex system, but we're in this space of newness and initiation and rebirth. So there's kind of like, these larger and larger cycles that we're a part of. And right now, moving through the Equinox portal, this is one of the 4 major energetic gateways that happen every year. It's kind of like the big clock of time for life on Earth. And when we get to these gateways, they're an opportunity to reset and recalibrate, bring our bodies and our minds and our hearts in alignment with what's happening in nature, with what is happening in the cosmos, and to keep pace with those changes and with planetary evolution. So this portal, this Equinox gateway in particular, is very powerful. It is reinforcing some of the larger transits that we're a part of, both with Pluto. There's some contacts in each of the 3 things that are happening. The equinox is the first, the actual chart for the equinox, and I'll touch on that. And then the 2 eclipses that are coming up, they're bringing up the themes that were part of these larger transits that we're in. And I would say that the overall theme of this time and going into the rest of the spring and into the rest of the year is change, authenticity, and liberation. And there's a lot of planetary movements that are all happening at the same time that reinforce these themes. So one thing that happened in February was the conjunction of Chiron with the North Node. And those are 2 very potent points in astrology from a soul level. Chiron relates to our deepest wound that ultimately becomes our greatest gift. And the North Node reflects our soul's destiny. In traditional astrology, the nodes of the moon were the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon. So like the dragon moving in our life, moving us from where we've come from on a soul level to where we're going. And so there's some connection that's happening with that point. And on the equinox, Mercury was right in alignment with both Chiron and the North Node. So it allowed us to, and through the rest of this portal is allowing us to understand that on a mental level, because Mercury relates to our mind. And so we're in this space of being able to understand our wounding patterns and our past karma, and release old beliefs and old programming to be able to create a new structure for how we relate to the world, how we understand ourselves, and really bring our purpose into our lives. We've had a couple of contacts with Pluto, both in the equinox chart and then coming up on the lunar eclipse, which is on the 25th. And so just know that we're in this deeper exploration of Pluto's movement from one sign to another, and all that that brings up on an individual and on a collective level, this energy of transformation, and then moving into Aquarius, innovation and change and expansion. So I'm just going to look at a couple of notes here for some things I want to make sure I bring in. Like I said, at the equinox, the moon was opposite Pluto. So that brought up a lot of emotional material for clearing. We're still in the purification and the transformation of that transit. So really through the next couple of days, especially into the weekend, and certainly in this channeling, some of that may come up for release. And we're supported to do that through this whole equinox and eclipse portal, we're in this window of time where things are not ordinary reality. It's kind of like when you enter into the portal between two eclipses, the first one being on the 25th in a couple of days, and then the next one being on April 8th. It's like a space outside of time where there's all these doorways of possibility. And we're standing in the middle of it, feeling everything that has happened before, all the pathways and timelines that have led us to this moment. And then we have an opportunity within the clearing of this space to really choose what doorway we want to go through next. And maybe we're going through a couple of doorways, and then there'll be another, opportunity to reset and recalibrate. But there's so much possibility in this shifting of the ground beneath our feet. So it's very important to stay grounded, to balance our physical body, our mental body, and our emotional body. And so much of the energy that's happening now is supporting us to do that. I don't want to take too much time here, so I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I want to bring in before we go into the channeling. I would say that coming up into this full moon lunar eclipse, what we're really exploring is the relationship between ourselves and others. Libra, which is the sign that the full moon is occurring in, is about relationship. It's about how others are mirrors and reflections for us. And we're really looking at, particularly with looking at these old patterns and old programs, how we show up. Are we showing up in a way that's based on our past, based on childhood attachment patterns or past relationships, kind of more of a conditioned way of being in a relationship? Or are we showing up authentically in alignment with our soul essence, with our true purpose, and with the balance point being the sun in Aries? We're connected over this whole month while the sun is in Aries to really tune into our deepest desires, like who we are on a soul level, our most unique, authentic self, and clearing anything that has happened in our life and past lives within our body to be able to allow more of that essence to come through. So if there's anything I would say to prepare for this time, it's just spend time connecting with what brings you joy, what lights you up, what feels most natural, like, being a kid and doing, what came spontaneously to you and playfully to you. And then see how that energy can come through in relationships with others, and know that you're being supported to clear anything that is in the way of that, and old material that that no longer needs to go with you into the next phase of, wherever you're going. So that is a little snapshot of what's happening now. Like I said, there's a lot. There could be 2 hours. If you'd like to stay connected with me, I have a community where I share astrological updates and information about how you can work with me. So I'm going to just put that in the chat, and you can sign up if you feel inclined. And I would love to connect with you more. So thank you again to Marie and Dwayne for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really, really feeling hopeful about our future.
Yes.
Shay.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
I'm going to unpin. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. So, with that, allow yourself to hold the information that just came through Danielle lightly. Know it's in the space, and you'll understand it in the perfect way for you as needed. And I'd like to invite you each to take some deep breaths. And as we go into this transmission, that you, to whatever degree is unique for you, is authentic for you, to kind of like settle into your relaxed contentment in your heart and a yes vibration. And when we do this, we are all raising the vibration of our shared field collectively. And this allows for, it helps me as the channel because it holds the field at a high frequency so that I can relax, and Dwayne's not holding it high at that higher frequency on his own. We're all holding it, and that allows those higher density beings to come in and link, and it's an easy link. It's just solid. So thank you for participating in that way. You probably do it naturally because you're all such beautiful, heart open people. So we say yes. We say yes to receiving accurate, true, timely information for us individually and us as a collective. We say yes to receiving healing transmissions from the harmonic universe, from universal chi. We say yes, and whatever your personal yes is, we say yes, we say yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In humility and compassion, in harmony and peace, in gratitude, we say yes. Thank you. In alignment with the law of one, I affirm that I am in vertical alignment with my oversoul, my Christic consciousness, my great mother aspect, and my creatrix aspect to the one infinite creator, to the source field, to the quantum source field. We are all vibrating here. It is so. I affirm I am opening a designated channel of communication now to the Celestial Dragon Council and to my Pleiadian star family. And if there is any other star family or higher ascended being who it is appropriate to bring a transmission through today, please just let me know and we can make that link as well in a designated channel. And so it is. Okay. Stepping aside. Thank you. In the love and the light of the infinite creator source, Celebrate. Open your wings. See the sparkles on the waters of the new sun. New life is birthing. New consciousness is arising in humanity. In your own life, your cells are reproducing now. New cells, new vibratory cells in your own body. Your DNA is giving instruction that has never given before. And your body is changing and will continue changing. There is a up-leveling happening at a cellular level and even at the atomic level. And this is being held in space and time through the light of your sun. The sun is the multidimensional, or you could say the eternal field anchor of within time and space that you're living in. The sun is a portal that brings through higher density information constantly for the growth of your solar system, the planets within her field. You are very small on the surface of one planet within this great solar system. You are each biology, psychoenergetic, technology of such advancement. When you look at a large supercomputer, each of the chips within that computer system must be there for the supercomputer to do its job and function at its peak performance. You are like this. Each one of you is valuable and relevant and cannot be taken away from the system. You are an intricate part of it. And even when you leave your physical form, you are still participating in the great system of creation of this planet and this solar system, guided by the intelligence of the solar logos. You are all having an experience together. And this together experience is one of creation, bringing forth that which has never existed before from a co-creative consciousness. You are like children. All the life of this solar system, you are like children playing with Play-Doh, sharing the different colors with each other and co-creating a great sculpture together. Each of you and your creative intelligence is necessary, is relevant, is impactful for what is going to be in the future. Much of what you see today will go through a very massive transformation, meaning that what you perceive today in your structures, the way that things are structured, the way that they are formed in space, how they take up space, these are going to look very different in the, we would say, near future. There will be some great shifts of connections, such as your neural network will also change and create new portions of your brain and ways of linking. As such, this will mirror in your external world. And the way that energy flows on the surface of your planet and through human to human contact and human to nature contact, these systems are going to change. The wiring is going to change. The way the energy flows is going to change. And it is happening now. How does this change? How do the systems change? For the systems change through a dismantling of past connections. So a connection is a body, two bodies having an ionic charge with each other. A charge is a magnetic connection. There is an exchange going on between the two bodies. And for a change to happen, you cannot just pull these two bodies apart and with force of will without an inner transformation. There has to be a change of the polarity or of the charge of the being, you see. And so you can pull and stretch these bodies apart for across the earth from each other, and they will always still be connected and drawn back to each other like magnets. And so for the rewiring to happen, the inner transformation must happen. There must be an upgrade within each individual. And within each individual, this is a transmutation of the, you could say, inferior nature, of the inferior mind, of the lower mind, you could call it. And this is the part that is in illusion, in the illusionary, erroneous stories of who you are. The perception that is false of who you are and what you're capable of and what you can do with your life and who other people are and what they're capable of. At this juncture, this node, you would say at the heart of this is where the shift happens. Your very perception of yourself and of others is where the shift happens. And this is going to change your very polarity, your resonance, your resonant field is going to change. And when this happens, it will very naturally and organically happen that your neural network will make new. It will just simply deactivate because there will no longer be magnetic connections between certain neurons. And they will find links to other places that are in the new pattern. And a new pattern will form in your brain neurons, in your gut neurons, in your heart neurons, in your whole body. And your resonant field, your auric field, will emanate a new light. And you will be drawn to new people, to new activities. You will see everything very differently, but clearly, more clearly. And as you gaze upon the world, you will see the light emitting from others, from nature, from the greenery, from the waters. And you will perceive the brilliance of the new sun. You will perceive new connections and new possible connections. And this is where your genius will really birth. As more and more of you go through your inner transmutation and you transcend the inferior minds and the inferior will, and you start to perceive things clearly, you will be able to feel, emotionally feel in a new way. Your emotions will be heightened, yet not in the sense of the lower nature. You will open into emotions that are of a higher nature. And this is not, so let us be clear about this emotional chapter here. Emotions of the lower nature include, they can include the lower nature. Okay, so highs and lows, the very polarized and extremes of highs and lows. You could call it the manic and the depressive, yes? Well, in the higher emotional field, there is a clarity that precedes, underlies, and guides the whole emotional bandwidth, a clarity. And in this clarity is the clearly feeling the truth of others' natures and of the earth's nature. This clarity allows for clear discernment, for clear perception, for authentic relationship, and as well lays the ground for telepathy. And this is going to be the birth of telepathy on your planet in the next 30 years. It will be an acceleration of this ability. And if you preemptively train yourself and begin to practice, you will be ahead of the game, as they say. And you will be able to guide others in the development. And so the higher emotional state is of a higher love, a heavenly love, you could say, a spiritual love. It is very different from what you have known of sympathy, commiseration, codependent needing of each other in order to feel whole and safe, filling gaps within yourself that were not met when you were younger from your caregivers. These are lower emotional experience of the third dimension, which is relevant and were necessary. But in this transmutation that you're in, these will be recalibrated. Your whole body will go through a rippling of upgrade, guided by your very heart, by your heart field, by the intelligence of your heart. You see, your heart is at the heart of the supercomputer that you are. And so when there is an upgrade from source, it happens first in the heart. And from your heart will emanate instructions. And all the DNA within your body will begin to exude these instructions to every cell of your body. And that is why they will start to replicate in new forms, in your new cellular energy and functioning. Very good. It is true. This is a beautiful resurrection of humanity at this time. So the higher mind will receive the instructions from the heart. And the mind is, you could say, the child of spirit. Imagine an infant rocking in a cradle or in the arms of the parents who are gazing down at this child with such love that their hearts are melting in love for their beautiful baby. The baby is the mind. The parents are your eternal spirit. The mind is always cradled in spirit. And that is why the mind can receive inspiration. That is inspiration. When the baby opens naturally, feels the love from spirit, opens naturally and is inspired then to bring into form that which the spirit is channeling through. The heart gives instruction to the cells, the light. The heart gives light and gives pure resonance to the whole body to be able to be at the highest health and vibrancy, to fulfill the mission. And then the mind engages in the planning, in the linear, you could say, though you're coming into more multidimensional than the linear that has been familiar to you in third density. But the mind knows how to navigate in time-space, or we would say space-time. And so you are able now, with the heart as the generator of pure eternal love, energizing your whole life and body, with the mind receiving inspiration directly from spirit, the combination of the mind and the heart now entrained together as one body, one being, one propelled purposeful force. Now you are a creative genius, or a maestro on your planet. There is in this clarity that is coming through your transmutation, there is a freedom, let's say a liberation from the lower natures that have kept you to some degree in a competitive nature with each other. These ways will naturally begin to dissolve. It will be such a liberation. It will be like waking up from a contractive space, a dream that was very difficult and full of challenges and tension, where you were grasping and trying so hard to find peace in your life, trying so hard to change others so that you can feel safe. And that trying is going to naturally disperse. It will be as if every day going forward, and we proclaim this now, every day going forward, receive this now, you will wake up. And there will be less and less of a hold of that inferior mind on your system. There will be less and less of a hold of a competitive nature. There will be less and less of a hold of a limiting viewpoint of yourself. There will be less and less of hold of fear upon your decision making, of doubt. And there will be it will be like moving from water that is full of mud and sediment, and you cannot see as you swim, and you don't want to open your mouth at all in that water. You just hold your breath, close your eyes tight, and you swim as fast as you can through it, trying to get to clear water. Yet, what is not clear is your inner nature. And so take a breath, and so melt, and so become the clear water inside your own being. And know that you are this now, sparkling and clear. And you find yourself in the most pristine, clear, living water, inside and outside of yourself. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? This is what is coming, my friends. This is what is coming. You are moving into this clarity. And as this clarity dawns upon you every morning, you awake and you will feel more and more clear, more and more relaxed, more and more connected, and in love with life and creation, with your creator. The time of a weight, the weight of a foreboding, the weight of wariness of others, the weight of suspicion, all these of the lower mind that drain your true nature, your true life force from you, and that shrivel your pineal gland. These are fading. It is an inevitable evolution, my friends. It is an inevitable evolution. And so we celebrate and we say congratulations, because the light is growing in your consciousness and on your planet and in the solar system, because the light of your evolving, awakening to the next level sun, solar body, is happening and is unstoppable. These times are of great change and transformation. Take note of them. Record your thoughts. Share your dreams. Write in your diaries. Write the books that are waiting to come forth from you. Use your technology as an ally and pray over it and give it thanks for supporting you in bringing forth the new structures, the new blueprints. Be the way showers that you were born to be. For your new structure awaits you. Your new neural network awaits you. Your new links and your new flow of energy through your new systems awaits you and is forming and changing and becoming right now within you. And we would say, to some, these words we speak would feel perhaps overwhelming. Perhaps it triggers a fear of the lower nature. Perhaps the lower nature says, oh, this is the death of me. No longer will I have control. No longer can I control the system in my way to feel safe through my choices to hide, to dampen, and to get very small. For this is all the lower nature knows of safety. To survive through the external dramas. And some of you will hear this, our words, and feel very excited and want it now. You don't want the process, the journey of transmutation. Can I just be there now? And of course, these two polarities exist within each one of you to some degree. The whole spectrum must be honored and respected. For you cannot go from kindergarten to a PhD in 1 second. You would miss the richness of learning, evolving, making mistakes and growing from them. You all know this, what we speak now. You know this. In your very heart of hearts, you know this. As the water flows naturally through the riverbanks to the ocean, you flow from the spring within the mountain. You exude from the inner earth, out of the opening in the rocks, the cliff face, down, water falling down the mountain's face, through the great forests on the mountain's foothills, purified through the minerals and stones and algae, the roots and the mycelium, and you flow through the flatlands and the meadows, giving life and giving life and giving life. And you flow and you meander and you meander and you flow through the wetlands into the bracken waters where the salt meets the fresh water, and you flow into the crystalline salinity of the ocean, and you become crystalline, and you become whale song, and you become the pure expression of your infinite nature. And this journey is beautiful from start to finish, yet there is no beginning and there is no end. And that is you. You have no beginning and no end. You are beauty, becoming more beautiful every day, every moment, in every way. So when you look in the mirror, if you choose to do so, look in the mirror of placid water, of a calm pool, of a surface in your water, in a lake, in a stream, in a pond. Look at this reflection of yourself, for you will see a true reflection here in sacred living water. You will see your light. You will see the glow of your soul streaming from every pore. And that image will smile at you and laugh, because she and he, they know the truth of who you are. The living water can only give a true, pure reflection of who you are. And so gaze there, if you are to gaze, rather than the false mirror, the glass you hang in your homes, and they give you just a surface image, just a two-dimensional, false, three-dimensional image of yourself. You are moving beyond this now. We are the Council of Nine, and we are grateful to bear this fruitful message for you today. We bow in respect for every step you take on your journey. For you, every cell and your DNA is protected and surrounded in blankets of higher light, higher mind, higher heart, and your spiritual inspiration. The Celestial Dragon Council enters now. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wasn't that so beautiful? It brings me to tears. Yes. Greetings to you, dear ones. Celestial Dragon Council brings our embraces of golden light. We hold each of you in an embrace of friendship. We walk with you down the pathway every day. We believe in you, for we deeply care about you and your sacred planet. Yes, you are at a time that is very important now. But how can one moment be more important than another moment? And yet there are times where, as this very bright star shine Danielle, she spoke to the movement of your celestial bodies, the planets, the stars. And there are certain alignments that bring a force upon your earth, an influence, you could say. No matter how subtle, these bodies are much larger than your planet. And when they collaborate on your behalf to create a combined force upon your planet, oh, believe me, you will feel it. You will feel it. And so perhaps a curiosity is called for now to become excited to understand the language of your solar system, to start to learn the language of the movement of your planets, to get curious of these influences that happen on your inner waters, on your waters, yes? And for the time that is coming, to be literate in galactic knowledge will be an asset to you. And so pursue perhaps ancient calendrical knowledge take some time to discover where your heart draws you to. Perhaps your own genetic lineages of knowledge around the cosmos, around the movement of planets. And perhaps, we say perhaps, but we mean it would be very wise to begin to wean yourself away from your very limited calendrical system that you have been entrenched in and imprisoned by for thousands of years now. Each time the sun rises, she says a prayer for you, and she blesses your day with a particular prayer, and this comes as energy, and that energy meets you through her light and warmth, through rainbows, through the clouds. Can you feel her blessing for this day? Would you like to know what it is? And so stand and feel the sun ray touch your face and come into your eyes and into your crown, and open your heart and your hands to her and say, I would know your blessing for me today and for this earth today. I would know it. I open to it. I allow this light to touch me and to guide me. And when the sun sets each day, she says goodnight to you with her love. And the moon comes forth and the stars are seen again. And the wonder and awe of the vastness you are part of is unveiled to you. And this lunar dragon nature of you opens. Who am I? This is when the deeper questions can be asked. In this liminal realm of the night, who am I? And you become the star that you are, and you twinkle with the universe. And this is a time that your astral body liberates from the physical body constraints and travels to do good work, to clear your body, to heal your body. You know that you are a very powerful doctor. And when you sleep at night, your astral body is this very powerful doctor that works on you, that works on your physical form as you sleep. And you can have this as a clear intention as you go to bed at night. I activate the healing power of my astral body to work on this or that part of my physical being as I sleep tonight. These are the activities of the night, the sacred darkness, the living darkness that allows for deep replenishment and restoration and deeper, deeper understanding of the mysteries. And when the sun rises on the following day, she brings her blessing for you. A brand new blessing for a brand new day. And all of the mysteries that you came into awareness of through the night are stored in your unconscious. And the sunlight illuminates a blue sky, the blue ocean, the bright green trees, the colorful flowers. And you perceive the daytime world, the world where you work. You do your good work and you fulfill your missions. And this is a time to foster and nurture your relationships with each other. This is a time of bringing beauty into form. And when the sun sets, she tucks you in, says she loves you very much. And the night again comes. These two yin and yang aspects of yourself and of your universe and of your planet, of your life, are the balance. They are equal, you see, they are equal to each other, and they are married to each other. Your inner and your outer, congruent with each other and in love with each other. Your subconscious and your conscious, your daytime world and nighttime world, your solar and your lunar, your masculine and your feminine, coming into perfect balance and harmony in your polarities like this brings tremendous peace. Brings tremendous peace. And if this is your path, your trajectory to foster this peace in yourself, then focus on balance. Focus on the balance of these things within you. Your path will become, you could say, easier. It will feel easier. It will feel easier, yes. Okay. We would like to take a moment now to answer your questions, but not out loud, but to you privately. Celestial Dragon Council, if you have a question, please bring this forth in your heart. And know we are there with you in a respectful distance from you. We will never cross any boundaries of your personal space. But your dragon ally will bring the transmission now to you. Your higher self will bring this transmission through for you. Know that it is there. Your answer is there for you. Any confusion, any questions you have, any dilemma you face, let the clarity come for you right now. That you can know the highest path, the highest timeline, you say, for you now. And so I will be silent now for just a minute as you receive your own personal transmission from your higher mind and heart. Namaste. Dear friends, trust this energy surrounding you and moving through you. This is your energy. This is the energy of your life. This is creation energy, transmutation energy happening. The great dreamer is dreaming you. And all you have to do is let go and be dreamed by the great dreamer. Feel yourself in a flow right now. You are part of a wonderful movement. It is the perfect combination of relaxation and action, both happening at the same time. It is action where you are never depleted, and it is relaxation that is generous and giving. You are constantly in a state of restoration and replenishment, while also being connected and sharing energy with all creation. We can have this experience of the polarities unified in a oneness. We bring our solar and lunar aspects together into oneness now to know ourselves, that the mystery is known in the solar world, and that the daytime world, the activities and connections and the building of structures can also inspire the lunar world, the darkness, the nighttime. This is the true coming into unification. This is the balance, the middle way, the oneness. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I would like to invite each of us now to take some deep breaths and begin to wiggle your toes and fingers, massage your legs and arms and face. I would like to affirm now great love and thanks to our higher density helpers, the Celestial Dragon Council and the Council of Nine. Thank you so much for being with us today, for sharing this knowledge with us today, for blessing us with your love and wisdom today, and reminding us of our true natures. I formally now close the link of communication with you and come out of a channeling state. And so it is. I'd like to affirm that for each of us here, we are sovereign. I'll say you are sovereign. You are free. You can do anything. You have no limitations except those you put on yourself. You can do anything. You are eternal, and that is the truth. And with that, feel your body holding the energy. Feel your heart holding your body. Feel the inspired mind. ready to bring beauty into the world. And give yourself thanks. Wrap your arms around yourself, squeeze your shoulders. Give yourself love, a big hug. Thank you. I love you so much. I love being me, this incredible life that is mine. Wow, amazing. Wow. So let's just take another deep breath together. I'd like to invite some conscious integration. Each of you, please tune into your heart right now and be guided. What is the most appropriate, timely thing to move from this session into next? What are you inspired? What do you need? Perhaps drink your water. You can drink our water now. And so know that you know exactly what you need next. There's been a lot of information given today, and the recording of this session will be sent to each of you who registered. It'll be in your inbox, probably in the next 24 hours. And with these transmissions, I do personally, from my own experience, I recommend listening to it again tomorrow or the next day, and receiving it at another level. Sometimes we really go deep in trance. We can go into a alpha state. We can go into a theta state. We can fall asleep. So listening to it again supports getting it at that deep level, as well as the cognitive conscious mind level, which is a way to bring those two together in a shared mission. I do also recommend doing some kind of integration, journaling, some kind of writing. And if you don't write, to talk it out, to record yourself speaking, or do some art, do some movement. Include the body in some way. I would like to also affirm that each of us is a very special being on this planet right now, and that your experiences that have brought you to this moment are really precious. And if you haven't taken the time in your life already to make a list, to actually jot down all of these special experiences you've had in your life, encounters with the divine, meditations, experiencing contact with ETs, telepathy. It's really amazing to actually write down all of these extrasensory experiences that we've had, our visions, our journeys. And once you see it all that you can remember displayed on pieces of paper in front of you, like a map, you see that you've always been on a soul journey, soul-guided journey of awakening, yes, but of becoming your next form. You are all, you could say, alchemists, wizards, medicine people, shamans. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. And your gifts will continue to awaken in you if you desire it. We all have capacity for these higher gifts. And as the Council of Nine reminded us, they will start to come forward whether we focus on them or not. But if we focus on them, we can get ahead of the game, they said. So thank you again. I would like to affirm now that all of the energetic setup we put into place for this session is now just dismantling and dissolving into the quantum field for use in future creative endeavors. Each of us is in our own respective personal fields, sovereign and whole. And we are now complete with this transmission on this March 23rd sacred day. Okay, so getting away from Gregorian calendar on this blessed day of the solar blessing that is for this day. In all space, time, space, physically, energetically, etherically, and astrally, we are complete today. Is there any final words, Dwayne? Okay. Okay, so go slow, be gentle. That was very deep.
Drink lots of water.
Yeah, and electrolytes. Love you guys so much. Namaste.
Until next time.